Hey guys, it's Rodney here. We're looking at the next part of our high performance model, and we're looking at mastery over the mind and the body. So this is when we start training our mind, start training our body into creating awareness and creating that better observation of what's happening within the body. We become more in tune with our body and its needs. Now, the first thing that we're going to have a look at for that is the circle of truth. Now, the circle of truth basically looks at the process of clearing a lot of the noise that can disrupt our thinking, disrupt our internal dialogue, and disrupt the way that we talk to ourselves. So the circle of truth is peeling back the layers to find our center point. It's clearing the noise so we can really start to become who we want to be. Now, the way that it works is that the first thing that usually happens, or the first outer barrier we're looking at, is noise. So there's a lot of noise that comes in. Now that noise can become it's our own internal dialogue, or it could be internal, such as our own dialogue, our self-talk, and how we think and how we feel about our emotions. Another noise can be also the external environments, or external, so that the environments that we live in, the experiences that we go through, they can have a big impact on the noise. Now, when there's a lot of noise, it's really hard for us to be able to think, to be able to process, to have that executive function. It's going to become really hard for us to be able to perform at that high level if we've got all that noise. So by, first of all, becoming aware of the noise is the most important part. Now, the second part is looking at this outer layer is what I think I want. Now, what I think I want is the should-haves, the would-haves, the could-haves. It's a lot of the noise of, do I need to do this, or should I be doing this to focus on that high performance. Now that's when having that clear plan becomes really important. But as we start to go, start to move through that noise, and we start to become more aware, we start to be able to see, well, what we think we want. And there's still a bit of a distortion around that, because there's still these outside and internal variables that it can be affecting in the way that we think. Now, as we start moving through, we start becoming more aware of the noise. We can really start to observe it, and that's that thinking process. We can start to what I think I want. Then we move into what I want. Now, what I want is a much more specific sort of area that we go through. We start asking questions about the thoughts that we're having. Is this thought useful to me? Is this action or behavior going to be helpful for me? Is it going to take me in the direction of my vision of the future? So we can, a simple thing is that pie or cake going to take me to the vision of my future of decreasing percentage of body fat? It's as simple as that. No, it's not. So then it's not really useful for me. So when we start understanding that, we start understanding triggers that are happening within our body and with our thinking. So once we move through that, what we want, we start pushing back against the internal dialogue. We've got a much better, clear picture of what we want for our vision. We then get down to being. And that's where we want to be able to, we're clearing the noise, what we think we want. We start pushing back on and understanding what we truly want. And in that process, we then become. Now, it's the being, which is that true representation of ourselves, and that's where we get to that high performance. And in the process of being, we're actually doing. We feel like we need to do something to be able to get a result, to get an outcome. We've got to do this to get that, and that's not how it works, because that's a lot of hard work. We're pushing towards something, we're chasing an outcome, and we're ever searching for that. By being, we're being more present in the moment. We are less conscious of the noise that is around us, because we've been able to go through these levels. And in being, we are therefore just doing. We're actually doing what we need to do for our vision of the future, and it becomes natural. So mastery over the mind and the body, that circle of truth, we start to clear the noise to find our center point, and we shed the noise by the should have, would have, could have, and thinking, is this what I think I want? And then we get to that, what do I want? And we start asking the questions, is this useful for me? Do I have control of it? And is it taking me in the direction of my vision of the future? and then we become. We are being our vision of the future, and that's an automatic process. So, master over the mind and the body. Look forward to the next step.